Welcome back. You're watching AIM Agenda. We all know that the cost of living crisis has not gone away, even though some of our politicians move on to talk about other things. Let's get a daily or a weekly temperature check now with Di Lee, who's always door knocking. She's in Canberra for us today. Di, what do you want to tell us this week about what your constituents are feeling and what they're saying to you?
Yeah, look, cost of living, as you mentioned, Laura, is a very top of mind for many, many people, especially in my electorate of Fowler and no doubt across Australia. I think last week I was out there and a hairdresser came up to me and, he said he had to close his business. He's now doing part-time from his place because he said that the minimum, the award wages or the salary has increased, which means he can't cover for more staff. And then, of course, the cost of products, colour, shampoo and all of that has gone up as well. And they can't charge more, especially in my area. For full hair colour, some hairdressers are charging about 85 to about 120. Now, I have no doubt in eastern suburbs or the more affluent suburbs, you can charge double or triple that, but not in Western Sydney. So they can't actually put up their prices to cover for their costs, increasing cost of operation, cost of insurance, cost of energy. So everything has gone up. So for a small business, and he said to me, many small businesses will actually struggle, and he's fearing that there'll be many small businesses that will have to closing down their running their business. So I feel for him, and I just thought, oh my God, this will impact a lot of small businesses that are predominantly run by family, like they employ 2 to 3 people. They have to pay rent. They have to pay for that supply chain as well. So, in my community, it's a predominantly small business, family, small business run community. So people are feeling it, Laura.
In another state, I've got to ask you about the protests we saw yesterday, the violence on the streets of Melbourne. Could you believe that was happening?
I am just so shocked. I am just so shocked because, one of the greatest things about living in Australia is the freedom to protest, right? It's something that we really, freedom of speech, freedom to protest. But I think we need to protest peacefully and that not to harm. I hear there's arson, there's all these violent things that we are now seeing, which we've seen overseas, but it's happening here, at our doorstep, which is really concerning. I don't know why people have to get so violent. I think that we need to respect the democratic process. We need to respect what we have here in Australia and really protect that. Let's not destroy that spirit of respect in terms of peaceful protest that we have so long upheld here in Australia. So I just call for the protesters, protest, because that's what we're allowed to do. But please do not go down that path of injuring and causing harm, not to properties as well as to the police. So I don't get it. It's disturbing, and I have no doubt seeing those kind of images is rather disturbing, and we don't want that to cause further unrest in our very diverse community.
Just finally, can I ask you about the misinformation laws as well? The government is pushing ahead with these. Look, it comes down to, stopping people from doxing, which is really insidious. It's an awful way of really trying to get into someone's head, and it has a personal level to it. Do you agree with what the Attorney General's trying to do? Do you have concerns around it?
Look, I have yet to really study the bill in detail. As you can imagine, being an independent, I've only got one staff who's not even full-time to help me go through many of the legislations that gets put forward here in the Parliament. And, it's very hard. The misinformation bill, all of that I have an interest in because obviously with social media in particular, we need to be very careful what kind of information gets sent out there. And it reminds me so much of, I don't know if you recall, a movie, Laura, called Wag the Dog, and how things can be stories can be just generated and those kind of misinformation can be sent out so quickly, especially nowadays with social media. So I have an interest, and I definitely would look at this bill very closely, and I would ensure that it doesn't prevent us. As I said, the freedom of speech is very important, but it does making sure that there's also protection and there's also not false information being sent out, across social media. So how would you police that? I don't know. I will take a look further into the bill, and we'll have to, talk to you further about it once we are debating it more.
And that is fair enough, Di. Hopefully you can do that and speak to us very soon about it. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.